Man, CG done messed up. You know what's funny? You know, there's this big theory that Capital Games is trying to make us more confused than ever, trying to make sure we can't really communicate with one another. And who knows, it might be good for people to blindly spend money on their characters. But the problem is when there's poor communication and everything's in disarray, it causes unintended consequences, such as this. There's a lot of rightful rage, frustration with this anniversary update that we got. But I want to essentially shed some light on information that, of course, CG's not communicating. So we can focus our efforts not so much on how the heck am I supposed to get these new Marquee characters to Gear 12. They told me I was going to get it, but the math ain't mathing. So we're going to shed some light on new information we have, of course, not official through Capital Games, per usual, it feels like. And I want to make sure we keep the complaints, the feedback, frustration on the two things that really matter with this update, IMO. Number one, Coliseum being a hot pile of poo-poo. Listen, if we're gonna eat poo-poo, let's just make sure we know it's poo-poo and not some steak, potatoes, and corn with the side order of biscuits to go with it. And also Relic Delta, the same thing. Even if Relic Delta might not affect you, hopefully you can understand as a gamer who has at least somewhat of a duty. I know we're mobile gamers here and people might look down at us here, but we have some duty to say when something's crap. And if we're gonna eat it, let's just make sure we know it's crap. It's not a player-friendly mechanic with Relic Delta. And Coliseum, it's as interesting as this. Capital Games has a trajectory of holding our hands. Oh, here you go, little Jimmy. I'm gonna give you the square, but you only can use it in this context. But don't worry, you're gonna get so much better at this game next week, 2 weeks from now. I'm gonna get you the green shape and you're gonna do even better. And get a load of this. 2 weeks after that, you're gonna get that triangle. Oh, you're gonna have a blast. I hate to say it. If you enjoy Coliseum, cool, but I'm just telling you, it's as interesting as this. They're holding our hands. They're telling us how far we can go, what we can do with their characters. You can't even mod it. They have at least some degree of theory crafting. At most, it's pretty much which lead you're going to use. A couple weeks down the road, we have all the characters, I'm guessing, and just using an ability or just hitting an auto in a certain sequence. Anyways, what they should have done, again, I don't want to turn this too much into the Coliseum aspect, but what they really should have done is, we're going to talk about this in a bit with the Relic 10 rewards. For context, for those that don't know, in Disney World, or maybe Land, I don't know, Disney World, they have this little Lego store, and they have this ramp. What they do, everyone there, they build their own car with all the Lego bricks that are available. And as you can see, look, there is more theory crafting going on at a kid's Lego table in Disney World. Look at, everyone's got different Lego bricks. Look how each of them are solving this problem, getting down the hill as fast as possible. This is what Capital Games should have done with Coliseum, allowing us to just use our roster and be able to tackle this boss in new, unique ways every single day. That is, I think, what people really wanted to see. So overall, long story short, before we get this party going, I just want to make sure our attention, complaints, feedback are focused on the things that actually matter. Because even myself, I fully accept that we're going to get these Gear 12 characters for free. That is not my problem. It's very obvious to me what CG's trying to do with essentially everybody's scores are going to be absolute trash at the beginning, unless you want to spend Grandma's 3 wacky numbers, and that's really what this is at the end of the day. And over the weeks, we're going to get the next characters, and as a collective, our scores are going to rise, and then we're going to get the next character, our scores are going to rise. So I don't think we're going to be trapped in this weird twilight zone of damage being absolute trash. But the game mode is trash, and honestly, I think there are more baby toys out there that are as interesting or even more interesting than what Coliseum is going to provide us. So anyways, on that note, let's make sure we focus our attention at what matters, and I'm going to help shed some light. We don't have all the information, but at least we're seeing that there is a pathway to people being able to get a hold of these characters at Gear 12, because right now, you're pretty much locked at level 5. Maybe if you want to buy some of the currency, you know, with their crystals, you know, you can use your crystal to get a little bit more. You can get a little bit higher. And over the course of the weeks, we're supposed to be going up. But right now, especially with how much of this era currency, oh my gosh, don't get me started about the 17 plus currencies they've added to this update. Jeez. Anyways, as you can see, we need 241,000 currency to get Luke to that promised land of level 65 for the air level. And for those that just need a little bit of a reminder here, CG told us that on the forums a while ago, this is where we expect most players to reach with free to play. Air level 65, level 85, gear 12 base level, and ability level 7. So that's what we're supposed to get at the end of this era. But the math isn't mathing. And again, poor communication might work in their favor of making sure people can't review their characters. So people just kind of have to gamble and hope that the characters are going to be good at the end of an era. If that's the case, that's a kind of a trashy thing, but a whole side point of a conversation. We got new information, and I hope CG can unveil the rest of the information that we need to get to where we got to go. Into data mines, per usual. Again, keep in mind, data mines, it's the unofficial, official Galaxy of Heroes forums, in my opinion here. They highlight all the additional ways we're supposed, or okay, not all of them. One of the big additional ways that we're supposed to get, specifically even that era upgrade currency, as well as the variety of their 17 materials needed to upgrade our character to level 65. Here, they just showed the Marquee tier 1 rewards. Now remember, everyone can do 2 tiers at a Marquee, so there's stuff missing there. It looks like there might be other things like mystery boxes and stuff. So there's more to come. And this is just one way that we're going to get additional stuff. So take a look at this, for example. IG-90. Next time he shows up, you're going to get 19,200 era upgrade currency. Okay? Then Yoda and Chewie and a bunch of other stuff too, right? You get these Mark 1 Grek ability mods. I don't know who the heck named all these things. Yoda and Chewie, when his Marquee, or their Marquee, I guess a 2-for-1 special, is coming around the corner, you'll get 45,000 era upgrade currency. You see the numbers going up. Asajj, 80,400 era currency. Inquisitor Barris, 125,000 era upgrade currency. Vader, 211,000 era upgrade currency. So you're seeing each Marquee, we're getting more and more and more of the materials to upgrade our character that we're not seeing right now. Again, this was not one of my concerns. I had a suspicion that this is what it's going to look like. We're just going to get more. They're kind of just, again, they're walking us by the leash. They don't want us having too much fun. It kind of feels like a helicopter mom or something above me. It's like, can I just play? You don't need to breathe down my neck and watch every move that I'm doing over here. So this is just one way that we're going to get more stuff down the road. Now, there's a couple other things to keep in mind as well. If we go take a look, scroll. You can see down here that essentially what they're trying to show with this data mine. As you can see right there, there's your era upgrade currency. So this is what it's going to be looking like moving forward. Each additional Marquee, we're going to get some more stuff down the road. But there's other stuff on top of all this. Let's scroll back up. Scroll. We're almost there. Scroll. Other ways of being able to get back on track. Let's say you missed something. They're having these era recovery packs on top of that, where essentially, as they say, if you miss a Marquee during an era, there's a free pack with missed era material. This is if you miss Luke's Marquee event, which they give you an opportunity to get 3,000 of those era upgrade currency. Then, for example, if you miss IG-90, you'll get the 19,200. So they're even giving us ways to try to get back on the track in case you happen to miss the Marquee event for either of those characters. I'm assuming it's going to ramp up. And they see here, you can see how the air material rewards from the Marquees are planning to ramp up. And there's also these mystery boxes for Coliseum. Again, why this wasn't communicated, because this is an issue that didn't need to be argued. This is not something to be frustrated about. They just need to have more transparency, more clarity if you're adding all this into the game. But we see there's also mystery boxes tied to Coliseum, variety of different tiers with a variety of different resources, all the way down here. And as you can see, there's also era currency tied to it on top of that. So again, I know we're in a trust me bro stage. I even said that when I was giving my report card review, but this is one of those things that's very obvious to see the result. By the end of the month, if you're playing their Coliseum, you're getting new Marquees, if you're not hitting this and getting your level 65 per character, we're gonna have a problem. But again, we have plenty of opportunity here, even more era currency down here. So I'm not concerned about us having a difficult time getting these characters for free at era level 65. The problem is, oh gosh, so many problems. We don't need to do a whole dissect this whole problem again right now, but I think one of the biggest things is how this is rolled out, and every single time it seems like unless something changes, a new era begins, it's gonna start off so slow. If you're doing it for free, you're gonna be doing a couple damage, and then, or you might do all right, and then they cap you, and then you're just watching yourself do 1 damage per attack for eternity until the boss decide to finally kill you. It's, again, not a fun game mode, not very interesting. That's what I want to make sure we focus our attention on. And here's the thing. Yes, as a collective, we're going to see our scores rise. We are not going to be stuck. Where's my free-to-play account? To be honest, this is kind of my plan for Coliseum. It's not worth the brain power, in my opinion. It's not an interesting game mode. I feel like any of you guys out there could probably come up with something more interesting in a few moments. Again, the problem is this game mode is 100%, in my opinion, designed with monetization first, and they just slopped something on afterwards. And I was going to say fun afterwards. I don't see the fun in this game mode, being forced to use their characters without anything. We have to upgrade at their discretion. Yeah, it's totally different. Now, again, as I said, I think the easiest solution, but again, this is kind of go against what they're wanting, because they're trying to make sure they tightly control this Coliseum economy. So that way, they can't let people, if you have a good rebel faction, you can't use your rebels with Luke to then get a higher score, and you might be beating someone that's spending money. Come on. You can't do this. That's why, again, they're holding our hand very tightly with all this. So again, we're going to rise our score. That's a nice number. Very nice number. All our scores are going to go up collectively. Our rewards are going to go up collectively over time. I'm not too worried about the era level 65 stuff. It's just the daily bidding contest for this is what annoys me. And more importantly, the gameplay. It's not even so much the reward. It's just the gameplay. At least make the game fun at the end of the day. And actually, on that note, with the rewards from Coliseum, check this out. So again, maybe something could slightly tweak this, but take a look at these Coliseum rough estimates that are being thrown around here. Now, keep in mind, this is missing out when you're going up an era level. You get like an additional 10, right? So it's missing that, but just strictly from, actually, I'm a lie. Currency for getting 6 tunes level 65, they do include it. Yeah, there we go, 1270, 1270, 1270. My bad. And then they show here from the Coliseum, depending on where you rank, it's gonna really drastically change your income for Relic 10. Which again, was to be expected. They're releasing Relic 10 and they want to make it into a bidding contest. If you're always getting number 1 through 10, you can expect to get 20 servo motors, which is required for Relic 10 within 13 days. If you're 11 through 30, 26 days, 31 through 60, 43 days, 61 through 90, 64 days, 91 through 250, 120 days essentially. And then if you're like 251 to 500, I don't know why. It just something, I can't believe this. Something's telling me there's no way that's the case. It would take 212 days to get 20 servo motors. I don't know. Something seems crazy about that. I don't know. My brain's looking. It's like, wait, is this right? And then 549 days if you're just doing 1,000 plus, which essentially means you're not engaging with it at all. So you can see there's a pretty big drop off. And, you know, I think the thing is at the end of the day, fine. If they want to control tightly and turn Relic 10 into a bidding contest, oh, whatever. Can you make the gameplay fun? And I think that's the problem with them trying to tightly grip onto how they're monetizing it. They forgot why we're playing these games at the end of the day. And that's because we want to have fun. So yeah, I assume that eventually we're going to get more damage, but it's the same problem, just scaled up. All right, I'm right now, what's my main account? On auto, I did 7,000 damage. You know, again, I'm not putting much brain power into this because again, it's as interesting as this, and I feel like we have more dignity than playing this on a daily basis and act like this is some high IQ gameplay. It's the same thing, just scaled up. Once our, as we showed, characters get upgraded, it's the same gameplay. I think they just scaled at a different level for damage. And yeah, anyways, just want to make sure we shed some light on it. There's a lot of things, as I said, that can be pointed out for the bugs. Oh my gosh, for their biggest update of all time, non-stop bugs. With all this stuff going on here, look at this. So this was tons of bug fixing. There's more bug. Also on top of that, you know, tons of lag issues with the Relic. It feels like it's related to Relic Delta. And then the Relic Delta thing too. Again, whether or not it's impacted, like my main account doesn't feel like it's being impacted, but it's going to affect a lot of people. It's not a player-friendly mechanic. And be real with yourself, because I know there are people defending Relic Delta. You know, if this is supposed to be about competitive integrity, Relic Delta should not be a part of the equation. It's not player-friendly whatsoever. So hopefully all these rant posts that I see on Reddit, Discord, my comment section, I don't think it's worth, for the moment, let's see what it looks like by the end of this whole era cycle that we go through. I don't think it's worth freaking out about the fact that you're locked at level 5. If you are going to complain about just how it's dumb, whole different problem. But I'm pretty confident we're going to get to that promised land of level 65 at the end of it all. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for today. Fun stuff going on with this update here. And remember, what I showed here today, it's just a sliver of more stuff to come. Because if you total all that era currency, we're going to be missing out still on quite a bit if we're going to need whatever 200-some thousand per character. There's more stuff to come down the road. And CG, if you can, this is supposed to be an easy thing to rectify with just simple communication. I've already kind of settled the fact you guys likely aren't going to do anything of Relic Delta, and you're not going to remove it. I doubt it. And also your Coliseum game mode, I don't think you're going to make it more interesting than simply dropping a block at a given time when you finally give it to us. This makes you communicate clearly with this whole era leveling nonsense. Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. And always remember, it's great to be a toddler in Galaxy of Heroes today! Outro now! Anybody? Gary, do you got the outro? Okay, can you hit it?
Oh, it's great to be in the Empire today. The sun never sets.